And we're back for part two. Maureen, thank you again for having us learn a little bit more about what you do in your day to day.
Thanks, Trisha.
So we were talking about family business succession. So how does business succession planning for family-owned businesses differ from non-family-run businesses?
Okay, well, to begin with, you have two systems at work. You have the business system and the family system. And you have to acknowledge that up front. And you have to deal with matters outside of the business itself. So succession planning, we say for any business, should start approximately at least 5 years prior to the exit. But in family business, it's my belief that you should start much earlier. Ideally, you really begin your succession planning as soon as you're introducing the next generation of family members into the operation of the business. And in doing that, you have to look at the needs of the business long term. It's very typical that you'll have sort of two founders, a mom and a dad, and then say three children, three siblings. Just because they're part of the family doesn't mean that they either want to or should be involved in the ownership and management of the business. So you need to have those conversations early. And then for somebody who's going to be involved in the business, you have to make sure that they're getting the training, education, mentoring, and coaching, often from the outside, that they need to have the tools to really lead, manage, and grow the business over time. In family business too, a lot of people overlook the importance of systematizing things and of having formal agreements and structures in place. They think they don't need a shareholders agreement because it's family. I think you need a shareholders agreement in the family business context even more. It is not uncommon for, upon the passing of a founder or an unforeseen event like one of the founders becoming mentally incapable, developing Alzheimer's or something. At that point, you can have a chaotic situation, and suddenly, where everyone agreed to do whatever it was mom or dad said when they were in charge, suddenly you've got power struggles, you've got people saying they should be entitled to more, people who are saying other people have taken too much out of the company, and it can really be paralyzing to the company. So you need a careful shareholders agreement. You should have employment agreements. You should have standardized salary reviews. All of the financial aspects should be documented. Your minute books should be kept up to date so that when something happens, not if, the family is prepared for it and the business can continue smoothly.
Gotcha. And I think we have a lot of that within our membership and around our area. So how do disputes differ in the family business context?
Well, again, disputes are more complex in the family business, and there's much more at stake. In an arm's length business, if you have a dispute between shareholders, you have to worry about the future of the business itself, just its viability. And you have to worry about whichever party you represent. But in the family business context, regardless of who you represent, you've got the future of the business, but you've also got the future and well-being of an entire family, including people who may not be involved in ownership and management. The biggest difference is that you really have to examine family dynamics. You may have a group of individuals, all of whom have the skills, training, education, and personality to run this type of business. However, they may or may not be able to work together in a cooperative way because of family dynamics. If, for instance, you have a younger sibling with an MBA who would be really good as the CEO, will an older sibling in a more junior employment role be able to report to that person effectively? And again, you can't be quick to just look at legal solutions. You have to be more creative and think of the underlying social family issues and the long-term viability. At the end of the day, in a family business dispute, ideally, we want to resolve that in such a way that people can still sit down to a holiday meal together when it's done.
Absolutely. So if anyone, any of our members, or anyone else would like to contact you to get some more advice, where can they find you to do that?
Well, they can find me through the chamber, and they can find me at McKaylegal.com.
Thank you so much, Maureen.
Thank you, Trisha.